What's up, guys, and welcome back to Planners and Wine. My name is Myra.
And I am Megan. Welcome back, guys.
Yay, welcome back to another week. And we have a very good episode for y'all coming up.
Yes, we do. We're so excited. Before we get into that, Myra, how has your week been?
Uh, I okay.
Okay.
It's just really been one of those weeks. We're recording on the Thursday, and honestly, Tuesday from this week, I was just like, this week has drained me.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff been going on. Work, family life, just chaotic, just
Yeah.
very chaotic. Just kind of want to go all week, and I'm ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm
Same.
just ready for the
Same.
weekend.
It's been a lot going on this week. I have been exhausted. I'm so excited because we're gonna have a nice long 4-day weekend. It is our fifth wedding anniversary on Sunday. So we're gonna be chillaxing. We're gonna go have a really nice dinner and just hang out this weekend. And I'm ready. I'm ready to get all the sleep in, like all of it.
Are
All of
y'all
it.
gonna be kidless?
Yeah, we're gonna be kidless for at least a day,
Okay.
overnight, which is nice. So not the whole weekend, but
Oh,
yeah, at least
I
overnight. So I'm
wish.
excited.
Yeah. I wish I get some time kidless. Sometimes
Yes,
just a breath of just
you
not
need
having
it.
to feed somebody.
I
And I know this sound horrible out of context, but y'all parents get what I'm talking
know.
about.
We do.
Because
We
sometimes I
do.
don't be hungry, but I have to feed the child.
And you just want to sleep or stay in bed all day and just do
Yeah.
nothing or just stay in your planners, and you really can't do that when you have a
Hmm.
kid, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I definitely, whenever I have time where Mason is with, family or her grandma or something, like I definitely just kind of soak up the
Hmm.
the single childless life and just kind of get my
Soak
life.
up every minute. Seriously, soak up every minute. And shout out
Yep.
to family supporting us and allowing us to have that time. Shout out to y'all.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out to y'all. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So we have a very, very special guest today, our really good friend, Cynthia of Cynthia Plans. She is without a doubt one of my favorite people in this community. She has just, ever since I have gotten to know her over the last couple of years, she has always just been so kind, so honest, so open, so real, so level headed. Like she is just such an important voice in this community. And I say it even when we're talking to her that we just need more of those calm minds in this community. And I know
Hmm.
I'm not saying that I can work on that too, is what I'm trying to say. Like
That's
I
what I'm
need
trying to
some
get at.
right. Like I need a little bit of Cynthia Juju because I know I can be kind of reactionary sometimes. I know
Hmm.
we all can be extremely emotional, and I'm definitely not saying that Cynthia can never be like that, but she just presents such a calm, cool demeanor, and I just feel like we just all need somebody like that in our lives to where you
Yeah.
kind of get really upset or get really in your feelings. You can have that person who you can just talk to, and they just make sense. Like they make you feel validated when you need to feel validated, but they also kind of check you and let you know when you might be doing a little too much, when you might be tripping. Like Cynthia has absolutely just been one of those people in this community for me. And I'm so happy that we finally have her on the podcast. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I second all of that. Very level headed. Like you said, we all need that person to
Mm-hmm.
be like, okay, calm down. Let's work through this. We can
And
get through this.
and the
Yeah.
gag is Myra is also that person to me, but she got a little bit of petty thrown in there.
A little.
I'm trying to be nice.
I mean, let's
I
be
want to just
honest.
throw you under the bus. Myra has a lot of petty. Okay, she's very level-headed and very logical, but she's also very petty.
It's
So
an interesting
Cynthia,
mixture.
right? Cynthia is Myra minus the petty.
I'll take that.
That's literally it. They're literally almost the same person. But anyway, let's go ahead and get to our interview with Cynthia, and we will be back after you guys hear from Cynthia. All right, guys. So we are back and we are here with our friend Cynthia. Cynthia, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a little tired. It's toward the end of the week, and I was at a conference the last few days. I'm not used to peopling so much for so many hours anymore in
Ugh.
a row, so that's been very exhausting. I'm looking forward to kind of being a little hermit in my turtle shell again the rest of the weekend.
Y'all, I swear, Cynthia be reading my
Totally.
mind. I feel you, Cynthia. It is the end of the
Yeah.
week. I had like a town hall at work, so I had to have my little painted on smile most of the day, clapping and cheering and just doing what I didn't feel like doing. So I am
It's
very
draining.
happy. It's
It is
so
draining.
draining. Being in the
Yeah.
office is so draining. We're gonna have to talk about that one day as well because all of us have corporate jobs and ghetto. I'll just say that. But yeah, Cynthia, we are so happy to have you on. So, guys, Cynthia has been our friend in this planner community for a very long time. I talk very frequently with her in the DMs, and we were just always on the same wavelength. You know how some of those people you just like connect with. Cynthia is just
Mhm.
one of those people. And so finally
For
got
sure.
her on the podcast. It's just been a long time coming. But Cynthia, I'll let you kind of introduce yourself for anybody who might not be familiar with you on your platform. You can kind of just explain like who you are and what you do.
Yeah, so I've been in the planner community for a little while now, about 7 years. My son will be 8 this fall, and I started getting into planners almost or after right after he was born.
Mm,
And so I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Cynthia Plans. And basically I just share how I try to keep it all together as a working mom, as someone who's really committed to her career, but also wanting to make sure that I'm as present as I can be with my son and with my family and my marriage with my husband, but
yeah.
also sharing my perspective as a corporate brand marketer in the
Mm,
planner community, trying to offer tips and suggestions and kind of just more that brand level strategy when you're approaching social media content and digital marketing in general to people in the planner community, if they're a content creator or if they have a business. And then beyond that, because I'm not busy enough, I'm also a virtual assistant. And I actually work with a couple of clients that people would recognize in the planner community. My two main clients that people would know are Christian Designs and Lights Planner Action. So I'm really
yes.
lucky to work with two really talented, amazing businesswomen in this community and help support them in different ways, but support them in their businesses and help them kind of level up and grow in their own businesses too.
Yes. Literally two of our
Yeah.
faves
Yeah, we
also.
love them.
We love
Shout
them.
out to Best and Kristen.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're the best, like
They
literally.
really are. But yes, Cynthia, so we kind of wanted to get you on to talk about just some things that have been going on in the planner community. We know that National Planner Day was August 1st. Bloom has their big celebration for National Planner Day, which includes their Planning Awards and all these different things and events that they put on. Um, and I don't know. I feel like kind of for the second year in a row, this has kind of been a pretty divisive time in the planner
Yeah.
community. Like I know last August, everything with the Happy Planner Squad was going on, and then all this stuff with National Planner Day and the Planning Awards is going on. And this year we have no idea what's going on with the Happy Planner Squad, but the National Planner Day stuff has come again and it's just a lot. So I kind of want to know like just what are your like general thoughts about this time in the planner community, like the state of the planner community involved in all these events?
Yeah, so I mean, I love National Planner Day. Obviously, we all do. I usually try to post something like if I've been slow for a little while on my page because I've been busy, I at least make sure August 1st, like a post is going up for National Planner Day, because it's so important to me. Like I said, this is a hobby that's been a part of my life for the last 7 years and started out as a way to kind of just like get my ducks in a row and has
Right.
become something where like I have a business that I work with people that I wouldn't have known otherwise through this community. So it's obviously really special, but I feel kind of the same way you do, Meg, about it's the vibes are a little off with the whole thing. And
Mhm.
I think what is a little bit amiss to me is while I think it's really awesome that a brand has kind of established this holiday and kind of given us a purpose to get together and celebrate each other and be in community, I don't really feel like that part is happening. I feel like
Mm,
the holiday was created, as a means to do that. That's supposed to be the mission, but the actual execution from the brand feels a little bit too single brand focused and feels a little
Mhm.
exclusive and feels like it's really focused on a particular brand. Only a couple of people that are really associated with the brand, maybe a little bit more closely, feel like they are a part of it, maybe, and have a stronger stake in it than the rest of us do. It feels very removed from what I feel like is the celebration of National Planner Day by and large by people from what I see in the community. What I see in the community is people celebrating their love for planners, sharing what planner products they love, talking about how the planner community has impacted their lives, doing those sorts of things that really bring us all, like I said, all together in community, because that's what it's supposed to be about. And then when I look at what is being facilitated, on what's supposed to be the larger level through this brand, I don't necessarily see those things being facilitated. I know there were some lives this year and some content creators were featured, and I always think that's a good thing. But again, it just feels really attached to one brand. It doesn't feel like a actual community based initiative. Like if I were in that brand's position, obviously it's a huge marketing opportunity. So yes, let's claim the holiday. Let's kind of, stake our flag sort of thing. But let's also work collaboratively in a way that makes sense and doesn't impede upon each other with other brands in the community, and allow them to really be a part of it. And I know that they certainly, Kristen's one of my clients. I know she contributed to National Planner Day, but it feels like it's only accessible to small businesses because they're not competition necessarily. You know what I mean? They offer a different kind of product. So, like I said, the vibes are a little bit off here. And of course, I can be an armchair quarterback and have my own opinions sitting on this side of the conversation. But like I said, having the experience of working in a brand marketing environment, it just doesn't feel good. And then also as a user, as a person, part of the community, it's not feeling good. So I feel like there is work and some questioning and critical thinking and examination that needs to be happening here, because it's not serving and building the community in the way that I think it could be. I don't think it's that it's missing the mark entirely, but it's missing the mark in a big way enough that not everybody is feeling included and appreciated in the community. And if that's happening, if that sentiment is there, then that's a clear sign that something is wrong about how you're executing your strategy and you need to change it.
1,000%. I think what you just said just kind of triggered in my head. Like I don't feel like just the average person that's on Instagram that just consumes content and just loves being a part of this community was a part of National Planner Day. So I feel like we're missing, and that's majority of the planner community. Like everybody here isn't content creators. Everybody here aren't shop owners or whatever. And I feel like they kind of got lost in the sauce or just kind of forgotten. We had voting on who's the best whatever in the community, and then like we partner with some creators and some shops, but what was really given back to the community per se? Like the people that listen to the show or listen to other podcasts or just like folks pictures. Like I feel like they were kind of lost, and they are the biggest part of this community.
Yeah, and you make a good point, Myra, because I feel like there is, you said that in my brain, the initial opportunity I see is like, instead of making it some kind of competition or, popularity contest, if you want to call it, what it might be to some people, why don't we celebrate? These are planner podcasts that you should know in the community. You know what I mean? And make it inclusive, make it where everybody has an opportunity to feel like they're participating and seen in this conversation, in this initiative, as opposed to, if I don't get as many votes as this other person, a whole audience that may or may come across Bloom and National Planner Day may never even hear about my podcast because I didn't get the votes, or they never shouted me out, or, this person won, but here are the runners up or the finalist or whoever it might be. Like they're not even taking that step at that level. And I feel like that, like you said, is a missed opportunity to really build up that sense of community, to say, if you're just an average user, there are a lot of podcasts out there in the planner community. A couple that I came across this week that I'd never even heard of. So I think as far as the community building piece, and that I think should be at the heart of what the mission of this initiative is supposed to be, it's not really meeting the mark, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm with you, Cynthia, because honestly, like when I think of National Planner Day, I feel like it should be focused on the people who are planning, the planners, not the planners as in the product, but the planners as in the people who are planning. And it seems very product focused, even, with the giveaways, because there were some other brands included, like you said, as far as the giveaway purposes were concerned. But like you said, it did kind of seem like it was very much skewed to brands that are not looked at as competition for the main brand that puts this on, because the bigger companies, the ECs, the happy planners, nothing to do with this at all. And if this is National Planner Day, why wouldn't it have something to do with as many planner companies as possible? And so I don't know. I'm kind of thinking like, is there a way that this could have really been put on everybody's radar as far as this holiday in this community without it being tied to a brand? Because I feel like even that brand is kind of trying not to make it seem so tied to them, but it just is. There's just no way around it. It is. And I don't think they're doing everything they could to do to make it not tied to them. They're just kind of trying to make it like they're just doing a little bit. So I'm kind of trying to think like, how could this have got on our radar without it being tied to a brand? Because I feel like that's the main issue, is where it kind of starts.
And you bring up a good point. And I certainly understand why they did it, and I appreciate that they did it. But like, to give you kind of maybe not exactly a one-to-one, but kind of a comparison, like there are these other, wacky holidays, or they're not true religious or seasonal holiday or something like that. It's just supposed to be these random special days that come up. I used to flood my content calendar with them when I used to do social media full time. So like, for the example of something like National Margarita Day or something like that, like maybe some company that's a distributor for Margarita Day invented this holiday. And sure, there are other margarita brands out there or restaurants or whomever that are tapping into it and also promoting it on that day. But there's not that level of community. I mean, a lot of us like margaritas, but we're not online in a community of people having podcasts and, YouTube channels and blogs and all these sorts of things that are deeply personal avenues through which we're sharing our love for this hobby and how it helps us in our day-to-day life, to that level, just because you like margaritas. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's maybe not exactly the one-to-one example best to use, but I feel like that's a difference here. Like, this is at its heart a community of people that have a hobby that they're sharing. You know what I mean? It really isn't intended, it shouldn't be with the intention of promoting a product or a specific brand. And I think that's where kind of the disconnect is happening, and that's where I think it's not really serving in the way that this kind of an initiative could be serving. So like, from the brand marketing objective perspective, I get it, but as like I said, as a person that's a part of the community, as someone who, yes, is a content creator, but first and foremost, I always just see myself as a planner person out here in these planner streets. It's just not giving what it needs to give at all.
Period.
It's not. Yeah, it's just not. I don't know. It's just, I feel like we talked about this with one of our friends. It kind of feels like we're in the upside down version of the planner community right now, and it sucks. I don't like it. I don't like it here. It's dark, it's cold, there's monsters all around. It's it just kind of sucks, because I mean, that's in a sense a part of what brought us here to the community was those connections. And what kept us in this community was the connections that we built. And to have like a day specifically for us kind of feel like the most disconnected day out of the 365 days in this community, it just kind of sucks. It just really, really sucks.
Yeah, it really does. And I'm curious to see what you think, Cynthia. Like, so what do you think, like, for next year, for example, like, what do you think we as a community could do next year for National Planner Day that will make it less about the brands, less about consumerism and capitalism, and more about the people in this community, what it should be about? Because I mean, we all know planners, stickers, pens, all that cute stuff that we love, it definitely comes and goes, but the community is really just, it's the people that make the community. It's not the products. It truly, truly is the people. So what do you think we can all do next year to make it feel more inclusive and like an actual holiday that is being celebrated among the community, regardless of what this brand or whatever brand wants it to be? Like, what can we do?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, I mean, I think the thing that I always default to, anytime I'm thinking about ways that I can be a better part of the community, like a better, the Mr. Rogers type, like be find the helpers kind of thing, is like really take our time to uplift the creators, in the community that inspire you, or share the planner spreads that you like most, or show up and put yourself out there and, post on National Planner Day. If you're someone who's a little bit maybe more of a consumer and you're not necessarily posting as regularly, like I said, make that the one day. Like I'll get busy for a couple of weeks, but I always make sure August 1st, like that's the day I show up in community. That's a day that I'm going to spend time on Instagram, liking people's posts, commenting, replying to their Instagram stories, and really engaging with the community, because we're an online community. And sure, there are those opportunities that are so amazing when we get together in person, but they're so few and far between, and they're not accessible to everybody. So I feel like that day is like, it's all of our jobs, you know what I mean, to be the helpers on that day and really show up for one another. And I think from the brand perspective on Bloom, like there's certainly a lot of different things that they can do. But like one of the first things that I would do is like put out a survey to the community and ask them like, well, how do you want to celebrate National Planner Day? You know what I mean? Because it's been very much, this is how we celebrate National Planner Day, and we're putting this out to the planner community, participate in our thing. But is that necessarily what the community wants?
Right.
You don't know unless you ask them. And I would gather most people probably don't want to celebrate the way that it's being celebrated now. So I think the first thing to do is just kind of have a survey and get people's feedback, because like I said, I have some ideas of like, maybe it's do something like for Bloom's part, like if we have a reels challenge, like here are 5 different reels that you could make for National Planner Day to celebrate. Tag us when you post one of them. Maybe it's like one of the ones that I did this year was like your planner faves, or like what is the most recent planner purchase that you made, or whatever it might be. Like how can we tie in and show off more of the business owners and the content creators and the things that mean a lot to us, show off our planners, do all these different things. So I think there's like small things that they could do to help build the community and encourage people to participate more. And I would like to see them do those sorts of things. But I also think as a community, regardless of what Bloom chooses to do or doesn't do, that's just like a simple way is just show up for each other and, make sure that you participate that day as well and show up, show your face, show your planner, whatever it is.
I love that.
For
I love
sure.
that, Cynthia. Yeah. I definitely think there is space for us to kind of take back control of that, because it shouldn't be about one company. And like I said, I don't even think Bloom intends it to be that way. It just kind of is that way. So we can do more things to get involved in the community and make it something that is about the community, and not a popularity contest or whatever you want to call it. It's just about us and celebrating us and why we chose to be a part of this online community, and why we keep coming back every year, because
And I think it would also go a long way to help them with the diversity aspect of this as well, because I mean, it's obvious to everybody who has eyes that there's a huge lack of diversity in what's being shown and what's being showcased right now. So I think really asking the community to be a part of it and making people feel welcome and safe to be a part of this initiative and participate in it will actually help them in a long way. Because I can understand they probably aren't sure where to start. I'm not sure how many people of color, Black, brown, whatever, are working at Bloom, you know what I mean? And if you're in a room where there's not a lot of diversity, maybe you don't even understand where to start in better representing the actual diversity of the community. Obviously we don't want to put the labor on people who are marginalized, but at least make them feel welcome and like they can be a part of this initiative, because the way that it's presented now, that's not necessarily a welcoming or like inviting, you know what I mean, kind of approach to how it's being done.
That's so true.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, 1,000%. I mean, just looking on it at face value, if you're a person of color in this community and you see, how this is being handled, the people they are partnering with, the people who are winning, you would feel like it's not for you.
Right.
Just on the surface level, even if you don't know anything, you just now coming in the community, it's going to look like it's not for you. So, and I'm sure that's not their intention as a company, but I mean, when you don't have the people in place, this is what happens.
Yeah, it's not their intention, but it's definitely their responsibility. Like they are as a company, just as a brand in general and a brand in this community, like they definitely have a responsibility to the community that if they choose to do these type of things, they need to make sure that it is equitable and inclusive to as many people as possible, and that it's a true representation of the community. And right now, in a lot of aspects, it just really has not been at all. So That's
Yeah,
very
it's
fair.
that what the intent versus impact kind of
Right.
Mm-hmm.
situation. So
Yep,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. So something else I wanted to ask you about, because we asked our audience this question last week, and so we are going to be going through their responses a little bit later. But I kind of
Mhm.
wanted to get your opinion on this too, Cynthia. So, what is your opinion on the current just state in general of the planner?
Ooh.
That is a loaded question.
I
It's
know,
a
girl.
very
I
loaded
know.
question.
What do you dislike? What improvements have you seen? What things do you want to see more improvements from? Like, just give us your whole like planner community like overview.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks right now. I think we all know
Mhm.
that like the vibes are really off. I mean, and I say that I feel like I was talking about this with another friend, and I can't really speak to other platforms. Like I'm not on Facebook a lot, so I can't say how rough or not rough it is on Facebook at the moment. But Instagram has just it's been off, and it's been off for a little while now. And I think it's definitely, I think the issue of reels is kind of splintering our community in a way that it's already splintering all of us as a society, because some people like it, some people hate it, some people are kind of like in the middle. Like I consider myself to be in the middle. Like I like reels, but also like sometimes it can be a little bit much, and I'm like,
Yeah, I'm
it'd be
with
nice
you.
to see a planner photo every so often.
Mhm.
But like I also take intentional steps to try to curate the
Yep.
experience that I want as much as I can. Like I know if I go on Instagram on desktop, I'll see more photos. So like I make it a point to go do
Hmm.
that every so often and just look through photos that way. I was talking to someone else about this, like the least interacted with, like the people that you follow. If you go to where you're following people on your profile and you tap on that, there's like most shown in feed is one option, least interacted with is another. Like I make sure to go in there and do that and go and like those people that I know I
Mhm.
haven't seen in a little while, because they usually post photos and they really don't post reels ever. So their
Mhm.
content isn't getting distributed as widely. I certainly want to, bust the myth that their content's not getting distributed at all. It's
Right.
definitely fundamentally not the case. Is it being distributed as widely as a reel? Probably not. And I can only say that, hypothetically, because I don't work at Instagram, so I don't have the hard data to back me up on
Mhm.
exactly how content gets distributed. But obviously, we've all seen definitely a little bit more of a balance in the favor of reels than photos. But
Mhm.
yeah, I get that it's a really hard transition. And I think the best thing that we can do is just support each other as much as possible through this. Like support the content creators that you like. They're just doing their best to transition. For some of them, reels aren't their ministry. Like that's not necessarily what they want to do, but they're trying to incorporate it more into their
Right.
strategy because they know that it's ultimately going to help them. For some other folks, like showing up on video is something that they love doing. And so if that's how that person loves to express themselves, like also support them to do
Right.
that too. Like they shouldn't be
Right.
dinged because that's not maybe your preferred way of how you show up online. So I think a lot of grace and support for each other is going to go a long way in kind of repairing some of what's happened. But also too, like it also is Instagram kind of figuring out what the hell they're doing, because they're just a hot mess right now,
Yeah.
throwing feature after feature and test and after test like at the wall, you know what I mean, trying to see what sticks. So that'll be, I think, also kind of a factor to see what actually ends up being like what lands and stays for a long amount of time,
Mhm.
what ends up being permanent, or at least as permanent as things can be on social media on a platform. But it's a weird place to be right now. And it's
Mhm.
tough because there's some people who are definitely drawing back, that like I'm sad to see them draw back, because I
Yeah.
don't want them, I want to stay connected with them. But at the same time, like people have to do what's best for them. And if this is an app that's not serving them anymore, it's not bringing them joy, then like I was glad that we were connected for as long as we were connected. Like that's all I can
Yeah.
do. So
Right. Right. That's true. That's true. And you know what? Honestly, like my how I feel about reels has definitely kind of changed over the last few months, because I feel like the more open I have been to them, the more I've started to like appreciate them and appreciate the
Mhm.
content and like them. And even like the more I seek out still photos and interact and comment and like those and share those, the more I've been seeing those too. So I kind of feel like it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like if all you do all day on Instagram is just hate on the presence of reels, they're going to drive you nuts and they're going to
Yeah.
drive you off
yes.
Instagram. But if you can look at it with an open mind and try to find good content, you'll be like little. Okay, y'all, Myra put up a reel today.
Oh, it
She
was so good.
combined her daily duo plus Beyonce. It's the best reel I've ever seen. I
It was so
literally
good.
laughed out loud. So if you aren't seeing reels like that, it's because you're not following the right people, because there is really good, fun, hilarious, real content. And she could have never did that with a still photo. It never
Right.
would have hit like that. So there's just so much creativity in real. Y'all know
Yeah.
I gotta big up
Yeah.
my girl, but I really mean it. Like, there's just so much creativity. And I feel like, if you are a content creator, challenge yourself to try to find that creativity. Don't just, because you don't have to just set out to be like, oh, well, this person makes this type of reel, I'm just going to do that too. That's so not fun. You're so
Yeah.
not going to get anything out of that. Your audience is going to hate that. You're going to hate that. Like, try to find fun, innovative things that you can do to make it fun for you if you want to do that. And if you don't, then don't. Then just don't be so pressed about, oh, this last photo only got 200 likes or whatever. Like, whatever. If you love the photo, post it, and I know it's easier said than done, especially if you're somebody who is trying to make like a income from social media. Obviously your stats and your analytics matter a lot, but I kind of feel like I was losing interest in Instagram because I wasn't finding the fun and the joy in it anymore. And so now that I'm actively trying to find that and seek it out, it's just been so much better to me and so much more enjoyable, because I can honestly say, like, Instagram is giving me like content that I'm not getting from TikTok. I'm not getting all this amazing planner stuff on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm just not. And that's one of the reasons why I'm a part of this online community, is to see that great planner stuff. So just kind of take it for what it is. And I don't know. Don't sweat the small stuff if you can help it. Like, just try to have an open mind, and that'll kind of increase your feelings about reels and just this whole planner community. I just try to embrace the changes and try to find joy in it. And if you just can't, then do what you got to do, move on. Whatever you have to do for your mental health and your well-being is what you should
Yeah.
do. But yeah, it is a very weird time to be in the planner community, because it's just so much division and so much going on. And I don't know, I never thought that. I thought the only reason for the main reason why people wouldn't say like our podcast would be like because they were just like racist AF. But it's people who I don't think are racist, and they just have their issues. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that we would ever be divisive, but we can be divisive, I guess. So I don't know, you just never know. But sometimes I feel like there are a lot of people in this community who are kind of seeking that division. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
they see something that a lot of people are liking and a lot of people are appreciating. And even at one point in time, they were liking it and they were appreciating it. And then when somebody says something you don't necessarily like or agree with, or moves in a slightly different way than what you wanted or expected them to, like, people really change up on you. And it's kind of like, it's quick. And it's,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what I really never expected, that people would really be calling themselves your friend one day and to trash you and ruin you online the next day. I just never knew that people would do that, because I just would never move in that type of way. Like, if you're my friend, you're my friend. Like, even if we have a falling out, even if I disagree with you, even if I don't rock with you no more, like, I would never call somebody my friend and then tear them down. And there's so much of that, not even just to us, but just in general in this community. Like, people will be beefing and like, oh, I thought y'all were like besties. Y'all was just to go wild, like doing shots. And now y'all hate each other. Like, what's going on? It's a lot. It's just a lot right now.
I think you hit on a note on there, and the word that came to mind was entitlement. I feel like people feel entitled to things in this community, a lot of things that they're
Yeah.
not actually entitled to. I talk about this a lot when I'm talking about content creators, but like a lot of content creators feel entitled to certain results for things, and like your results are not guaranteed. Certainly, you can do certain things to ensure that you get the best outcome, but no results are guaranteed. And at the same time, you said entitlement, and it made me think of people in this community who, yes, they feel entitled to a certain content creator doing things the way that they like, or in the style that they like, in the planner that they like. And if that person changes anything about that, then you get this, rearing of its ugly head sort of thing, where people start, like you said, start, throwing shady comments, or, talking about you with somebody else in the DMs, or whatever might happen. And it sucks. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm my own person, and I evolve and I change things. Like, I've changed planners God knows how many times in the last 7 years. I mean, fortunately, I don't think anybody's
Whew.
following me with that level of entitlement, because I've never gotten messages like those. But I have other friends
Yeah.
that do, change planners as, however it works best for them. And they get some nasty messages from
It's a
people. And
whole
I'm just like,
thing.
why? Like, go back and look at their old content if
Yeah.
you really need the
Yeah.
inspo. Like
you said, like the entitlement to a person or a creator is really something that, like I said, caught me off guard, and it's just really, really insane to me, because I don't know, it's just like, soon as somebody's not doing something or saying something or whatever that you want them to, now it's like your mission to try to like bring them down and destroy them. Like, why not just unfollow them and move on with your life? Like, that's an option as well. But I see so many people not just doing that, and it's like, I try not to expect people to react the same way that I react to stuff, but sometimes I just think it's just like basic, like common sense, like basic human decency. Like, if you
this
don't like
is
somebody move on,
this is all voluntary is what it comes down to for
Yeah.
me. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So like, I can choose to unfollow, unsubscribe, delete the app, whatever I want at any point if I'm over it, and I definitely unfollow people. Sometimes it's like, also too, like, you may not realize you have something going on in your own life, and you're projecting your own feelings onto somebody
Yeah.
else. So like, I've had to
Yep.
mute people that I really like, but for whatever reason, their content is triggering me at that moment, something inside of me. And I have to like have that objective look at myself and be like, no, this person is not doing anything different or doing anything wrong. Like, you're obviously in your feelings about something. You need to mute this person for a little while. And when you're ready to come back, you can unmute them and start seeing their content again,
100%.
Yep. 1,000,000%. The best feature ever is the mute.
It
And
is.
I've been there too, like creators that I love, and it's just something that, like you said, what I'm going through personally, it just triggers me, whatever it is. And it's like, okay, I just need to take a break from seeing what
Hmm.
they're putting out. They have done nothing wrong. I don't need to DM them and tell them about it. Like, it's me. Sometimes it's just you, girl. If you
Right.
listening, sometimes it's just you. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's just you. And you got to take those steps to be like, let me back away from this. You can't like project on other people on the other side of the screen. Just mute them.
Yep. Yep, exactly. I feel like a good amount of it is projection, and
Yeah.
people taking what they're feeling and what they're going through and just putting that on other people and making it the responsibility of strangers on the internet. And it's just not. It's just not. And it's just kind of unfortunate that it happens so much, because it's like, I hate that stereotype that a community of like majority female identifying people can't get along because we're going to be all catty and we're going to be arguing and we're going to be doing all this. But it's just like the community as a whole just kind of lives up to that so much. And I hate that. I hate that so much, because I don't think it's because we're just majority, female identifying people. I think it is just that we are humans, and humans are just never going to get along 100%. Humans are never going to have everything in common and understand everything that somebody is saying and going through and doing and moving. And I feel like I feel like we should all just be able to kind of agree and to disagree and just go your separate ways. Separate yourself from that person and move on, and make the internet a place that is serving you and is helping you in some type of way, helping you find that community, that group of friends, or whatever you're trying to get out of it, and not just using the internet as a vessel to be hateful. Because there are so many people on the internet, especially in this planner community, who literally are just using this community as a vessel to be hateful, probably because of things that are going on in their personal lives that have nothing to do with these strangers on the internet that they've never seen in person. You know what I'm saying? So,
Plus one on that one, Meg.
yeah, yeah. It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to think about. Oh, Cynthia, I just knew having you on the podcast, you were just going to help us have this super thought-provoking conversation, because this is literally just me and Cynthia in the DMs
In the
right
DMs all the
now.
time.
It's giving me the exact same vibes. So yeah, we appreciate you so much coming on
Of
our
course.
podcast, joining us, taking time out of your very, very busy life. Can you let the people know where they can find you and keep up with all the cool things you have going on?
Yeah, of course. So Instagram is the best place to find me. I'm Cynthia Plans, all one word, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Feel free to send me a DM. Like Meg said, I spend a lot of time in the DMs. I love having conversation with people in the DMs. It's so funny because I told Myra this, like every time she talks about like how DMs overwhelm her, and she's like, oh, I gotta go in there and the people have responded and stuff. It always makes me laugh because I feel bad because I'm that person that like I love to talk to everybody about everything in the DMs all the time. So yeah, feel free to send me a DM. You got any questions? If you have opinions about what I said, feel free to share them with me. I may disagree with you, but go off.
Go off. Right. Keep it cute.
I will probably be like, okay, thanks, bye, and then move on. But yeah, no, I'm really glad that I got to be on the show. Obviously, I'm a big fan of y'all as a patron. So if you're listening to this podcast and you are not a patron, sign up.
Period.
So worth it. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm so happy that I got to be on here.
Thank you so much, Cynthia.
Yes,
and
thank
okay, I
you.
feel like you just opened up a can of worms, because somebody gonna jump in your DMs like, how can you be friends with Meg and Myra? They're bullies. All right, girl. Okay.
Well, before we hop off here, I'll give the origin story of how I got connected to Meg and Myra. So I got connected with Meg during all the EC debacle back in June 2020. We like connected in the comments because I was so mad at them for their piss poor community management that was happening at that time. I was so angry. I was like, this is so below standards. So bad. But I got connected with Meg, and then I found Myra through Meg, and yeah, the rest is history. But yeah, I will get in there in the comments or online in DMs on the internet if I feel like something is unjust or BS. I will go there.
Look, me and Cynthia connected because real recognize real. Okay. And y'all can stay mad. But yeah, thank you so much, Cynthia. Make sure you guys follow her and engage with her amazing content. Ask her all the questions. Like you said, she is so sweet, and it's just such an open book. And yes, and she's just such a logical, level-headed person in this community. And come on, y'all, because I be in my feelings too. We need more of that. We need more of the people who just gonna be chill and tell you how it is. And that is Cynthia. So definitely check her out and stay tuned for the rest of the episode. All right, guys. So we are back. We hope you enjoyed our amazing conversation with our friend Cynthia. Myra, what are your final thoughts about our talk with Cynthia?
Final thoughts. Yeah, I love the idea that we kind of brought up with like taking the day back and remembering that it is about this community. You know, that's something that we can do, is just, you know, talk to one another, share our experiences with one another, you know, comment, all that good stuff. Like, it doesn't have to be linear or what we have been told how we should celebrate this day in the past. Like, you know, this is our community, so we can, I don't want to say do whatever we want to do, but we can do whatever we want to do and make it feel like this is our community. Like, that's what the whole day is supposed to be about.
Yep.
We can take it back.
Yeah, 100%. I'm totally with you. I think that Cynthia was just spot on with so many of the amazing things that she said about this whole situation and just about the community in general. And speaking of the Planning Awards and National Planner Day and all that, we can definitely kind of give our you know, candid thoughts on it. Like, obviously we have been able to accomplish so much in this planner community, you know, from being on stage at Go Wild and, you know, some other planner conferences, no spoilers, that's gonna come out soon.
We don't know.
And, you know, and getting to, we're almost at 250,000 streams in, you know, a little over 2 years. Like, we have accomplished so many things that obviously we don't need any type of awards or anything like that to validate us. But it does just kind of suck as Black women to feel overlooked. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that happens a lot, not just in this community, but in this world, that Black women are overlooked, undervalued. We already have to work twice as hard to get half as much, and then even when we're putting in that hard work, we're still not doing that. So it kind of sucks. And honestly, like, even if it's not us, I just hope that, Bloom and any other companies that are involved in National Planner Day next year take more steps to make it a more fair and equitable process if they are going to still do the planning awards, which honestly, I don't believe they really have to do the planning awards, especially with things so as subjective as best this, best that. Like, who's to say who's the best? Like, we all have amazing things that we contribute to this community. And like I said, none of us need these awards to validate any of us. All of us have really, really great things that we're contributing and bringing to the community. But if they do have them, again, like I said, I just hope they do things to make it a better process and just make it more of a reflection of the planet community. Because I'm gonna be honest, I just didn't feel like it really was. It
was too white.
Well, there it is.
In translation, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, the community is diverse. So if there are awards that are supposed to represent the community, those should be diverse as well. And, literally, when we started Planners and Wine, we never started it as a platform to only uplift ourselves and our Black voices. It has just this is supposed to be a vehicle to uplift all of us Black women or Black people and people of color in this community. So even if it's not us, we still want to see things that fully represent how beautiful and diverse and amazing this community can really be. Like, this community has worked really hard over the last few years to be a more equitable and fair community. And it's sad when there are things in this community that don't represent that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure as time progresses, these awards are probably going to get more popular and more eyes on it. And if it does, then it just needs to be a better representation of where the community is at. And like we kind of talked about with Cynthia, with all the division and all the stuff that goes on in this community, I really feel like the last thing that we need is something else that's extremely divisive and toxic.
Yeah.
And I feel like
it's kind of like walking back pre-2020.
Right.
I feel like, 2020 was one of those markers in the community where, as a community, we tried to do a little bit better, and it's just walking that back.
Right. Exactly. It shouldn't be so focused on competition and who's the best and who's doing this and who's doing that. It really should just be focused on the people and all of our contributions to the community. I love Cynthia's idea about having like lists, like check out these creators for some amazing reels, check out these creators for some amazing TikToks, check out these amazing bloggers, these amazing planner YouTubers, like these amazing planner podcasters, something that is a better representation of everything that we all have going on in this community, and not just putting the spotlight on the select few people who really cared enough to put the effort into making sure they got voted for or whatever that was. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, we can move on. That's fine.
Y'all,
I don't know how to do the transitions.
When y'all hear Myra's house, okay, her Harry Potter house, it's all gonna click. It's all gonna make sense, but we're gonna get there, okay? So, you follow us on Instagram, which you definitely should be following us on Instagram, Planners and Wine on Instagram. We did a community question. I think we should try to do this maybe like monthly, have some type of community question where we can get the involvement of more people in the community. We hear from our patrons a lot, but we want to hear from other people in the community who may not be signed up to our Patreon, just to kind of see like where they were at, what they were thinking about the current state of the planner community, Yep, exactly. What things they want changed. Girl, I know. Podcast of the people, Silly. What we asked our community, what things they wanted change, what improvements, some issues they were having with the planner community. So you guys gave us a lot of great feedback. So let's go
Ooh, a
ahead and go
lot.
over that.
I know.
Yes.
And thank y'all. Thank y'all
Yes.
for putting y'all your thoughts and opinions in here. We love to see it.
We do. We do. You want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, I'll start. Are we naming names?
No, I told the peeps that this will be anonymous.
Okay. So I guess y'all now know who put the question out there.
What you mean? Why do they know?
I mean, if they were trying to figure out which one of us asked the question.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Because clearly I didn't
did.
know the rules.
I did it.
Okay, so from this a listener, one of the things that they wanted to change was the fakeness in the community. Sometimes it can be obvious, and I will unfollow you the moment I see it.
Oh, girl, well, tell us how you really feel. Dang. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm never trying to defend fakeness. Everybody should definitely be putting in all the effort to be their most authentic selves in whatever venue they are in, especially in online communities. However, I can say that as like a, pretty public person in this community, it's hard being yourself sometimes. I feel like we get so much criticism for being ourselves. It would be way easier to just be a fake person that everybody liked, nobody had an issue with, nobody disagreed with, nobody had beef with. It would be real easy to move like that in this community, but it wouldn't be me and it wouldn't be my authentic self and it wouldn't make me happy to do that. So while I understand why people kind of put on their internet persona, because I think a lot of people are not doing it with the intention of being fake. I think they are doing it to protect themselves from that type of criticism, because people can be really ugly and really, really mean, and it's hard when people dislike you for who you are. But it's kind of like I'd rather people dislike me for who I am than like me for who I'm not, so I kind of see both sides of it. I would love it if this was a community where it was easier for everybody to just be themselves and people would just accept people for who they are, but that's just not the world and definitely not the community that we're in. So I get it when people have those online personas.
Yeah, and I think there is a balance to that, because I mean there is certain things that even us that we would put out into the world that and there's other parts of us that we just don't. I don't really share my family too much.
Period.
I mean, y'all know they exist, but I mean that's probably just about the extent of it. So I don't think that's necessarily fake, but I know some people pick and choose what they share. I think Cynthia's that way too. She doesn't really share her family that much on the internet. But I think I get what you're saying. I guess I get what this person is saying too. There is a lot of people who, like, you can tell this ain't them. They want to be somebody completely different, and the internet allows them to be that.
That's true.
It is very evident. So just throwing that out there in the world, just because somebody chooses not to show 100% them all the time doesn't mean that they're being fake.
Right. That's true.
But there is some people who are just
being fake.
I'm trying to make it make sense. So hopefully I understand what I'm getting at. But
no, we get you. Yeah. That's true. That's true. That was a good one to start it off. Give us another one.
Let's see. I guess this is something the person wants to change: friendships across brand lines, less consumerism from certain brands.
Okay, so that is very loaded. It's really two parts to that. It's wild to me that people are still letting what planner brand other people are using dictate their closeness to them. Like I can see
that's what they mean.
That's what I think they mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I kind of interpret it as. Because I can kind of see like using the same planner brand as somebody kind of bringing y'all together. But y'all know how we are. Like we change planners like we change the seasons. Like some of us change planners like we change our underwear. You know what I'm saying? So that shouldn't have any bearing on your relationship with people. So it's kind of wild to me to think that it might still in Beyonce's year of 2022. I don't know. I can't even. That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. I don't really hang with people like that anymore. I know in my beginning stages of this community, I came in from like the Happy Planner door. We all come in some planner company's door. I came in through Happy Planner, and that was the basis of my friendships. And I say that loosely. Just looking back on it, it probably was just because we use the same planners. So yeah, now that you explain that, maybe that is what this person is saying. Just moving away from that, because like you said, like obviously there is some commonality. Like that's how we make friends. You like blue, I like blue, let's be cool. But that shouldn't be the only thing. Like, oh, you like purple now, like nah, I can't mess with you no more. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
So yeah, I get how people connect by using the same planner, but you shouldn't drop them like a bad habit because they switch to a different brand.
I know, exactly. And so what was the other part of that was consumerism?
Less consumerism from certain brands. Okay, now that I'm looking at this, it's giving HB.
Well, it is. But you know what? Honestly, when it comes to consumerism, I can't really make that the responsibility of the brand to be less consumer focused, because that's their whole job. That's their whole point. Their whole goal, no matter what, is to bring in income from this company. It just is what it is. It don't matter how nice the people are who work there. Like at the end of the day, they are trying to sell a product. Who I can get on for consumerism is us, like us as a community. Like that's on us to not be so hyper focused on the products and to take a step back, do a no spend or a low spend when you need to. Like it's really like our personal responsibility to fight against that when we feel like we need to, and it's not really, I don't see that as the company's responsibility, because that's literally their whole point, is to sell us stuff,
I mean,
now they can be more ethical, right? They can be more ethical with it.
Sometimes ethics don't make money though. Just
that's
saying.
The thing. It's like you can only be ethical to the point to where it's not affecting your money. Is kind of how they view it. Like, oh yeah, we're all for that, unless it starts affecting that bottom line. So
1,000%, 1,000%. But yeah, like you said, it's definitely more so up to us. I think what this person is getting at is like, oh, let me buy, get all the new stuff so I can, be the top person in the community. I don't know if that, again, not the people I be around don't do that anymore. Like we buy shit, we do be buying up some shit, we do. But
we buy because we want to, not for anybody else's benefit.
Yeah, we're not stopping and talking to somebody because they didn't buy the latest EC release or Happy Plant release. So yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, that is definitely a good one. Oh man, y'all got a lot. Okay, this person says more why and how the planner community works for you, and less Disney and flowers. We ain't all like that. I mean, why am I picking the ones that's targeted?
I was about to say, like, this was not a Happy Planner roast
It
box.
was not. I just randomly scrolled to one and it was another one.
But, y'all did not understand the assignment. Okay. But you know what? I feel you though, because I'm over Disney. I'm over florals. I'm absolutely with you, and that has been a lot of what Happy Planner has been putting out lately. I just haven't been shopping with Happy Planner lately for that reason, because it's just not what honestly, I'm really just not even into their particular style of stickers as much as I used to be, because I just kind of plan differently now. But yeah, what you gonna do? You know how Happy Planner is. If y'all tell them y'all like something, they are going to beat it to death. You will be buried in it. That is how they are. Okay, like literally. Literally, the grandma floor is not going nowhere.
Yeah, they're not. But yeah, I feel them on having more of like why and how the planner works for you.
Yeah.
And I will elaborate on that. How the planner works for you in this season. Because I think a lot of people, when they switch a planner, they kind of, when a creator, I guess, switch a planner, they kind of feel like, was that all fake? You know what I mean? And that, that's not necessarily true. At that point in that season, that planner may work for them. And now that they're in a different season in life, it's not working anymore.
Right.
So, just kind of keep that in mind too.
100%.
All right. This is a good one. I think we kind of talked about this, and it's not HP based. I read it ahead of time.
There we go.
The planning community feels very lonely now. Everyone is competing for some imaginary prize or status. We don't have the communication, collaboration, and community we used to. It makes me feel very sad. I just want to make friends and talk about planners.
Oh my God. Whoever submitted that, like, DM me right now. That makes me so sad that you feel that way. Like, I get it.
We've
I feel
talked
like
about this with this person before.
Oh, okay. I might have to check the box. I'm gonna get in your DMs. Okay, anyway. Oh yeah. That just makes me so sad. But I feel like I was kind of lucky coming into this community because I already had like a built-in planner wife in Myra. So I really never had to feel that. I really feel very lucky that I already had you. I didn't have to like wait and like find my people. Obviously, I found more people that I love and that I connect with and I get along with well. But yeah, that could definitely be really lonely. I feel like the lack of the sense of community has definitely kind of come because of so many changes to Instagram, as well as so many divisive things happening in the planner community over the past few years. I think that has kind of added to that. But yeah, if you're somebody out there who is feeling that way, like, you got to just keep putting yourself out there, keep trying, like maybe like move off of Instagram. I hate to suggest Facebook groups. But there are some good ones out there to where you can find common-minded people and connect with them on a higher level. Or even if you see somebody posting a lot of stuff that you love on Instagram, like talk to them in their DMs, like find ways to connect with them. Just try to foster those friendships. Like you really can't force it. It's just one of those things that happens. But I hate the idea of anybody feeling lonely in this community. I really, really hate it, but I get it.
Yeah, I totally get it too. And I agree. I do feel kind of lucky, like kind of having somebody to hold your hand while you walk through the door into this community, but that's not the experience of everybody here.
Right.
Probably not the experience of most people here.
Right.
We just happen to be in that minority in that situation. But yeah, it does suck. I will say, friendship is a two-way street too, and it's something that has to be built. I do 1000% believe that, friendships can come from something online, but it's not instant. And sometimes we want it to be fast, especially when we're in the world of everything coming fast. Like we have Instagram at our fingertips. We can Google something like in a millisecond.
Right.
But friendships is just one of those things in the world that takes time. So you have to have it as a two-way street.
Yep.
And you have to be willing to put in that work and, take that time to build it.
Yep, exactly. And it's worth it. If you're willing to put in the work, it's definitely worth it.
It's so worth it, y'all. Oh my God. I mean, just the group chats to talk about the craziness.
Period.
It's so worth it.
So worth it. Yeah.
All right. Scrolling, trying to find another one. As a Black queer woman, I wish it felt more welcoming in all spaces. And then just another one to kind of piggyback off of that. Someone said, I wish it was more inclusive for people who are disabled. Which 1000% agree.
Yeah, I do too.
Agree. Yeah,
I think the planner community has come a long way, but we obviously still have a very long way to go because obviously it is kind of skewed towards straight, cisgender, able-bodied or people, you know what I'm saying? It really, really is in a lot of different, and women, in a lot of different aspects. And yeah, I really hate that. We definitely got to do more things to make everybody feel more included.
Yeah, for sure. Re-listen to the first half of the show. We definitely have to do better.
We with you. We support you. We want to include you, and however we can personally do that, literally let us know.
For sure, absolutely, 1000%. Let me see. Man, there's somebody else that says understanding that some folks have disabilities and are different from what others are used to. Man.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all feel like this podcast is a safe space for y'all to come here and talk about that though. Like that
1000%.
I just feel like super honored by that.
I do too. Sure. I do too. And literally, like I said, like reach out to us and like let us know like how we can be better and how we can do things with our platform to try to uplift everybody and make sure everybody feels included and know that they have a place in this community. It's kind of crazy, like, especially you kind of feel like if you don't like basically how we started the podcast is like we didn't feel like we had a safe space, so we had to kind of create our safe space. But we shouldn't have to do that. Marginalized people should not have to do that. But unfortunately, we do. So as like an ally for you, like let us know like how we can help you create that space, you know, because we're all about it.
1000%. Let's see here. The consumerism is tough. I think it's because so much of the community, flocks around shops. Yeah, I could see that. I see that. But I mean that kind of goes back to what we said earlier, like, you know, it's kind of like some personal responsibility on the consumer too, because I mean that's the company's job is to make money, but you know, I get it.
And shop small when you can, like pretty much like how I'm moving now, like my planners that I'm using are still like from like bigger brands, but pretty much all the stickers that I'm using right now are from like small brands, and I'm like obsessed with them. So let's try to shop small more too. The big brands don't have to get all our money. They don't have to get every dime. You know, we can spread it around.
Yeah, and I feel like with smaller shops, you can get more niche down, that more, and you know, let us know if y'all out there know of more like queer shops, more shops that are like disabled friendly, like just having those stickers that y'all need and would like to see in y'all planners. If y'all know of any shops, definitely let us know. But you can get that more so in a smaller shop than you know the bigger companies here.
100%. The smaller shops have just way bigger ranges of products available. Is more creative. It's just more cool. Like you don't have to worry about a million other people having every single last sticker that you have at the same time that you have it. Like you could really make your planner way funner, I think, using smaller shop stuff.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm bundling some questions here, but this was a really good one. I wish there was way less of a religious bit, or maybe base. Maybe they meant base. As
probably.
someone who is non-Christian, it is uncomfortable. As someone who is non-Christian, I agree.
I'm with you.
Because it's weird. I mean, I guess that this is America too, but when we say religion in this community, it's always Christian. And there is a whole lot of other religions other than Christian. When you do say religion here, it is Christian, and it kind of sucks and it makes you feel uncomfortable. I kind of honestly learned that in a very awkward way when I found out about the Cultivate What Matters goal setting thing, because not that the company, I feel like the company is trying to move away from it being, or not move away, or just trying to make it more inclusive. But when you go in a Facebook group, is very Bible thumping, and not trying to be offensive to anybody, but it was very culture shock, I guess I would say. When you are not of the Christian belief, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, I feel where this person is coming from. I do wish when we say religion, it is a little bit more inclusive in this community, because believe in the same thing.
There's exactly out there. And some people don't believe in anything. They don't even subscribe to any particular religion. They might be atheists, they might be non-denominational, and there's definitely like a place for everybody who's like that. And it's like, I mean, I guess from a company standpoint, I guess I understand if they want to have like Christian-based offerings, but honestly, I would have more respect if they would call it that. Don't call it a religious collection. Call it Christian, because it's Christian. It's not inclusive of all religions. Like, be very clear about what it is that you're offering, and offer that but also offer alternatives for people who are not interested in that. So I think it's definitely on the companies to make sure that they aren't making people feel like it has to just be about, one particular faith or whatever like that. Yeah. I guess I'm not surprised to hear that about their Facebook group. I guess me and you have just never talked about it before. So I was unaware. I never was in their Facebook group. So I literally had no idea. But yeah, it's on brand, I guess.
Yeah, and like you said, like I don't have anything against like a company who is Christian based, but I feel like a lot of the community use the word religion in place of Christian, and I agree. I would prefer you to just say it's Christian, so I know what I'm getting to, and it's okay if I'm not your ideal customer. Like 100%, just move on. Yeah.
Yep. Keep it real. Just keep it real.
And I think that is it.
Okay, I have a couple in the DMs if you're done.
Yeah. Oh, this person says she would just like to see or they, I don't know, sorry. Like to see more after the pins. Show me how your planner really works and not just the prep.
You know what?
Still do before the pins? Are we here? Were we here?
We are here because I was literally just about to say I don't even really see a lot of before the pins anymore, and I guess it's just because of the people that I follow, because I'm with you. Like, I want to see how people are using their planner, and also I'm really into pins, so I really want to see what that pen like.
Yeah,
and I can't see that if you're not writing with it. So yeah, I definitely implore you to just try to find more people who do after the pins and follow them. And if you're not interested in before the pins, girl, boy, whoever, clean up that follower list.
Yeah, clean up the feed. And I think that's what we had to do. We really cleaned up our feed, and we started to see people who, were doing what we like to see.
Yeah.
And of course, keep people that you like. If they just do before the pins, like cool or whatever, like diversify your following, I guess. But yeah, I definitely had to really clean it up because I am interested in seeing how you actually plan it. Like I think I'm just beyond the sticker placement. Like I know how to do that,
I know. Yeah.
Give me some ideas of how to make this planner work for me,
Oh, yep, absolutely. And honestly, I don't even really care that much about the sticker placement anymore, because I don't even plan like that. I feel like the sticker placement thing makes more sense like if you're like a happy planner person using a happy planner system with happy planner stickers. But if you're using any old thing, like 9 times out of 10, like I'm not even shopping at the same shops that the people whose content I'm watching is shopping at. So the sticker placement is not doing anything for me because I don't even have those stickers yet. So
oh my god, yeah. I mean, that don't get it twisted. Like we love to see the pretty stickers. We love, we love to see a new sticker shop. But
100%,
just the placement and how you put it down, it
does nothing for me
I don't
anymore.
care about that. Yeah.
Nope. Speaking of sticker placement, I've started using tweezers to put my stickers down. This is the first time I've ever done that. I know. I love it. I really like it. I really feel like I'm doing something. Shout out to Julie because it's her fault. And shout out to Kane from Print Impressions because he has like the most amazing like tweezer, and that's what I use. So yeah.
Oh, and that precision cutter too from Print Impressions. Like just go shop Print Impressions.
Hello, just go shop right now. Stop the podcast or listen and shop at the same time.
Yeah.
So we opened up our DMs to anybody who wanted to submit a little bit more, and maybe they didn't have the space in the question box, so we did get a few of these. The first one said, I suppose it applies to all content these days, but for people to be respectful of the content that is being created by individuals, rather than approaching creators with demands / backhanded compliments, and more of a courteous request would go a lot further. Ooh. That was a
courteous request.
A courteous request.
Because just because you have a request doesn't mean it's going to get done. I think a lot of people think that they're being courteous and helping out. And as creators, we do love feedback. We do love that. But I think people take it the next step and be like, you should do X, Y, Z. Or even worse is when they say something that you can't change. You should stop laughing. You should look this way.
Right.
Like, I can't change how I laugh, sir.
And you
You
shouldn't
know?
be expected to.
Yeah.
What kind of question is that?
You laugh too much. Then this ain't the show for you, or
Then
this
this
ain't
ain't
the
for you.
YouTube for you.
Yep.
You use too much lighting. Then this, I mean, maybe I can tone that down, but maybe my house is bright. I can't change that, you know?
Exactly. There's a difference between constructive criticism
Yeah.
and just thinking that creators are literally there to serve your specific purposes and your specific interests and make stuff especially for you. And it's kind of wild because even as people with a Patreon, we get less demands. We don't get any demands from the people who literally pay us for our content. It's from the people who don't. Make it make sense.
So wow.
Like, you ain't paid a bill, sis, and you asking all this.
Y'all have more merit, you know, behind the Patreon wall, and they're just like, and they give us awesome feedback.
It's the respect for me.
Most of the times we have to ask for it too, because they just be chilling.
Be chilling. Be good. Y'all do whatever y'all need to do. We love what you guys are doing. Just positive, great, supportive people. It's kind of wild. It's so, yeah, if you're that person, maybe check your privilege a little bit and really understand, like, why are you asking so much of this person that you're giving nothing to? Or even if you are giving something to somebody, that doesn't mean that you can just expect the world from them either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's courteous feedback or courteous suggestions, and there's a way to go about that. And if it's something out there that you want to see, if you can't stand somebody's laugh or whatever, and nobody has ever said this to me, I don't know why I keep harping on that, but
because it's so outrageous. But somebody has said it to somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, you can always, YouTube is free.
Yeah.
Anchor, y'all know y'all heard the Anchor ad. Anchor is absolutely free. If you want to start your own podcast, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, period. If you don't like how we podcast, stop hate listening, cut this off, and go make your own. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's all free. All these platforms are free.
Yep, exactly. Oh Lord, child, that just opened up a whole can of worms. Okay, the next one, what they wish was different: no squads, period, no casting calls, auditions for squad, no announcing who the squad is, none of it, literally none. This person, I think, is done with the squad.
They over it.
I think they're over it.
One thing I will give HP, I do appreciate that they have waited outside of like the National Planner Day mess. So if it does come back, at least it's not in the midst of that, because that would have been way too much all at the same time. Yeah,
that would have been a lot. Yeah,
but don't bring it back. But I mean, thank you for not doing it in the midst of National Planner Day. But it can stay gone.
Squad announcement coming out soon as this episode.
Girl, it's gonna be tomorrow. Of course,
right? The other thing, because this person had a lot to say, they said things that have made it worse: a lack of originality, still lack of diversity, and not giving credit for ideas. Current state of the community is starting to feel crowded. That's the best way to describe it.
I wonder what they mean by crowded. I mean, I get the whole I don't know. Actually, I don't get that, because I do see a lot of creativity, but also I do feel them like I don't see the recognition for the people who are putting different stuff out there and being very creative.
I think it's getting better for sure, but I definitely can say, like, especially like when it comes to like reels, like, because it's kind of like how it was with still pictures. Everybody saw big creators doing before the pen, so guess what y'all did before the pens? Everybody saw bigger creators starting to make, reels or whatever in whatever specific style, and then you saw everybody else kind of start to jump on that train too. I've been seeing more creativity now. I think that people just kind of had to learn more about whatever, like reels or whatever it was, to be able to put their creative spin on it, because it is hard to be creative when you first start doing something. You're still trying to learn it. You're just trying to see what works and what doesn't work. So but people definitely need to get better about giving people credit. Like, if that person inspired you or they're the reason why you are making this, let them know that. Let the world know that. Like, give that person their flowers. Don't just start taking their stuff and just running with it and not giving them anything. I feel like when they said that the community is starting to feel crowded, not like there is too many people, but just because we want as many people as possible to be in the community. But what I kind of took from that is that the community is starting to feel very small and cramped because there's just so much going on, so much drama, so much division, so many moving pieces and people not getting along and stuff. I can kind of feel kind of claustrophobic. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's just the sheer number of people, but just how it's starting to feel, because it's just this community it's a big community, but it doesn't feel like a big community. It feels very small and messy a lot of the time. It's kind of how I interpreted that, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I can see where that's coming from.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I think so too. Yep. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of similar to one you were talking about earlier. They said they like to see more wheelchair or disability / moving aid in the stickers and more male or transgender dolls. I also wish there was less drama and more support of creators, especially smaller creators. I'm with you 100%. I'm with you. Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
and it does kind of go back to having to create that space too. But like, like we said, we're more than happy to shout out a shop that does that, or if you have any ideas on how we as a community can be more inclusive, let us know.
Yep, exactly.
I'm still blown that people feel safe to like.
I know. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. So that's why I definitely try my best to not worry about people who like intentionally misconstrue or misunderstand us, because there are so many people who get it. Like the girls who get it for real.
Yeah, sometimes like those, and it's a reminder to everybody too, like sometimes those negative comments or those negative feedback, I guess, can really seem very, very loud and can overwhelm you. And we have to remember these people that listen to us and are feel very safe with us, and to us for that support. Like that's why we do it.
100%. 100%. This person is kind of they about to shake the table a little bit with this second part. They said, I would love to see more creative instead of just jumping on a trend train, especially some of those extremely popular creators. They also said, I would love to see less people in the community using their children to get popular. Lastly, I wish people were honest about how their plans sometimes are just for the gram. You didn't have to go in like that.
I know. This sounds personal. I mean, not to us. We don't really put our kids on the ground.
Right. It's
definitely not it's definitely not us. But well, sheesh.
I know. What do you say? Well, let's just do it part by part first. So the first part about people not being creative and just jumping on what they see working for big popular creators. Yeah, that definitely can get really annoying. And I feel like, especially if people's intentions are to just get popular rather than to really grow their community, then you'll see those type of things for sure. You'll just see whatever is the popular thing going on. Let me just do that because they got this person X amount of followers and I just care about getting X amount of followers. But I mean, we have really beat this point to death. It is really not about your followers. It's really about your engagement in your community that you're able to build with those followers. And you can have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers, and your engagement can suck if you aren't making one, the type of content that you really want to make that really feels organic and natural to you, and two, the type of content that your followers really want to see and what they followed you for in the first place. So if you are doing that trendy stuff and that's how people are finding you and following you, and then you ever stop doing it and you ever want to do something that feels more natural to you, guess what's going to happen with those people? They're going to unfollow you. They're going to stop engaging with your content. You don't want people like that. You want people who want you for you and want the content that you organically want to make, because those are the people who are going to stick around. Those are people that are going to support you. Those are the people who might subscribe to your Instagram, subscribe to your Patreon, because they are in it for who you are and not what you presented to them,
Yeah, Yeah, I second all of that. It's easy to hop on a trend and grow from there, but like you said, you kind of will lack that community aspect of it that
Yep.
will, keep you stable and keep you going. But
Yep.
yeah,
I agree.
yeah, it'd be so obvious too. I don't know.
Mhm.
It is a sure way to grow fast if you hop on certain trends, I guess. But for me, it just seems obvious because a trend is just that, a trend. It comes and goes. So
Right.
how do you
Exactly.
sustain that?
Exactly. It's not sustainable.
Yeah,
That's why it's a trend. The second part about people using their kids to get popular, look, it, people do what they want to do. They do whatever they
that's a
think is going to
whole
work for
podcast
them.
episode.
Yeah, their families. I don't want to judge them, even though it's not something that I am choosing to do ever with my platform. I just don't
Mhm.
believe in that. I just don't believe it. I don't feel like my child has enough control over that or is able to fully consent and actually
Mhm.
understand what that means. And I don't want her whole childhood to be on display for people on the internet. That's just not me. That's not Myra. That's just not how we do things. But if people want to do that, then child.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wish it was some kind of regulation.
That's what
The
I
law
wish
just
too.
haven't
Yep.
yeah, the law just haven't caught up with the
Technology and
yeah,
yep.
family vlogging and mommy bloggers and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, it just seems exploitative.
Yep.
It seems like it can be exploitative.
Yes.
Yeah, and I just don't subscribe to that. So yeah,
Same.
totally agree.
Same. Yep. And the last one, they said that how their plans are sometimes just for the ground. Now, I don't believe in just doing that either. So I'm with you, but if people they feel like they got to make content, and sometimes they just don't know what content to make, so they just finna, even if it's not true content, they just feel like they just got to put some content out. I guess I'm not really. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, Myra?
Um, I think for me, as long as you're expressing that, I don't have a problem with it. Like I have planners right now because Deli Duo is that girl and she's taking over. So I do
Period.
have a few planners that I just play around with. Sometimes I just write quotes in it
Yeah.
just to, it's a hobby at the end of the day, just
Right.
to have fun with it. And if I
Right.
decide to share that, I will be open with that. Like, this is just something that I decided to plan in and
I think that's the difference.
yeah.
Being open
Yeah.
about that and
For
telling
people,
people. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think this person is saying I mean, we know of a few people that create spreads just literally for the gram and don't
Right.
make that known. That's the difference. Just
Yep.
make it be known.
Yep. Exactly. Just be transparent.
Yeah.
100%. Last one. This person said, I think it's hard for some folks to feel accepted within the community because it's hard when you're not known. But that's with anything new. They feel like in order to be a part of the community, they have to be known or popular when that's not the case. I wish it was put out there. It's okay to just be a community member and consume/enjoy content and conversations with like-minded peers without feeling like you have to be popular or known or an influencer. I mean, period, mic drop. I don't even have nothing to add. I agree with all that. You don't have
Yeah.
to do everything that everybody else is doing. You could just
And
be here and enjoy.
yeah. And here's the kicker. The people who are here and enjoy are the most important people in this community.
Mm-hmm.
There is no creators without y'all.
Yep. Yep.
So, if you don't want to be a creator, cool. Don't feel the pressure. I think a lot of people feel the pressure to be a creator and,
Mm-hmm.
it I you can just be. You can just
Yeah.
be here.
You could
It's
just be.
fine. It's fine. And you're just as valuable as, the person that is a creator or the
Yep.
shop owner or whatever. It's okay if you just want to be here and just consume the content. It's cool.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%. Yep.
Yeah.
So the EC False Prize box, is it on sale yet? I've just been seeing sneak peeks and I literally have no idea what the sale date is. Do you know? Sorry, I just caught Myra off guard.
Yeah. So I mean, we just seen some sneak peeks. I don't think it's
Yeah,
on sale
August
though.
25th. August 25th.
When
Thank
is
you,
that?
Julie's plans, because I just looked on her stories real quick. So it will be on sale on August 25th. So
Today that
yeah,
y'all
as
listen to
this
this.
episode is
Yeah.
coming out. So I think I will be purchasing it. Fingers crossed. I'm going to put my faith in NEC again over a surprise box, and I really hope I don't regret it. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited, even if it's not everything that I would have bought or whatever. I'm just kind of excited to see what might be in. I feel like maybe for me, I can do like a yearly surprise box. Like I'm not gonna be buying it every quarter, but maybe once a year I can be into it, because I feel like if I buy it every quarter, then the stuff that I'm not using is really gonna just pile up. So I think I'm just gonna try to see what I think is gonna be the best one every year and just buy one. So this year I think it's gonna be the fall one. What about you, Myra?
Yeah. um yeah, I don't know, it just
Tell us how you really feel, Myra. Remember
I just
2
been
years
so
ago?
disappointed. Yes, that's
When
what
we
I'm thinking
dragged
about.
the
Oh
fall
my
surprise
God.
box on the IG live. I
The
think that live is still
ornament.
up. Is it
The
still
live is
up?
still up. That live is definitely still up. If y'all want to see, it is 2 years old, but we don't go live that often, so it should be easy to find.
Yeah, we should go live more, but go ahead.
We definitely should. But oh my God, my heart, the ornaments. I was just so disappointed, and that was just not a good box. And I think that was the very last one I did. I do think I am going to go ahead and get this one.
Yes, let's
And
go. Let's go.
Yeah, just give it a chance.
Yeah. Maybe we can like open it together like live on an episode or something. Or if we do a live, or if we do maybe if it kind of coordinates with our Facebook live that we do with the patrons, maybe we can do it for that, or the live episode.
Yeah, live episode we do with the Patreons too.
Yep.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that'll be fun. Yeah.
I can't believe we hadn't bought that box in 2 years.
2 years.
So we were
because
so
it was
done.
a fall box too. So yeah, it's been 2 years.
We were so done, but yeah, we're gonna give it another chance. Happy Planners Be Happy box just came out as well. It's on sale as we are recording this. And you know, there's isn't a surprise box. It's very holiday themed, Christmas and fall themed, extremely cute. I literally only want the stickers. I'm not interested in nothing else. I don't need a Happy Notes. I don't need washi tape from Happy Planner. I just want the sticker book. So I probably won't be purchasing it. But you know, if you are an amazing human who just wants to sell me that sticker book for not an arm and a leg, hit me up. That's all I care about.
I don't think you'll get that sticker book.
No, I'm not. Because that's why they're buying it. That's why they're buying it.
Yep.
I feel you.
For sure.
But I can't pay $50 for a 30-sheet sticker book. I can't do it because that's how much the box costs.
Yeah, it would have if I was like in a disc system, like the discs are beautiful green. I love this green. It just screams Christmas to me. And well, we won't talk about that yet. But I don't think I'll use anything else. Like you said, I wouldn't need a Happy Notes. I am thinking I do like the concept of this Happy Notes though. It is divided into 3 sections. You have the fall, winter, and New Year. So
yeah, the dividers were really cute on those Happy Notes.
Cute.
They were really cute.
Oh man, I'm looking at this sticker book. Sticker book's so good. Happy Planner gonna sell this sticker book. I'm gonna speak it into existence. They're going to sell this sticker book outside of the box.
I hope so. They really should. Come on.
They really should.
Don't let us
get
down.
Some extra sheets of stickers too, but I don't know. I can't justify the $50 for just the stickers out of this book. And I don't think nobody's gonna buy. They may buy the disc, but I don't think nobody's gonna buy like the greeting cards or the notebook or anything.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I mean, and to be honest, a lot of these stickers are in the Christmas sticker book.
Yeah.
Like those nutcrackers and stuff. They have.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
So if you have those, you do have some of the stickers, but yeah. So Happy Planner, please sell that sticker book. I like
please. Yes. All right. So to end the show, let's do a Happy Planner Harry Potter update.
I read it like that too.
Every time I put HP, Happy Planner is the first thing that comes to my mind. A Harry Potter update. Myra, what movies have you watched? What movie are you on?
I just watched 4. So last time we talked, I had watched 3. So I
Goblet of Fire
4. So I now know who.
Spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead.
It's a 20-year-old movie, y'all.
You never know. You never know.
Cedric.
Okay.
What's his last name?
Cedric Diggory. Were you shook? Because y'all, okay, first
yes, I was. She knows I was shook.
I gotta put y'all in the mindset. Okay. We've been talking about this in our group chat, obviously, because we're all super pumped that Myra is finally watching Harry Potter because we're very much into it. And she gets the Goblet of Fire. First thing she texts us, oh my gosh, y'all didn't tell me that Robert Pattinson was in this movie. I can't believe it.
I felt betrayed.
I made a new group text without Myra in it. And I was like, y'all, Myra is going to shit her pants when he dies.
They not loyal, y'all.
We not loyal.
Let me go through that by myself. And they was just waiting because they knew I was watching it. So they was just sitting back waiting.
I was holding my breath. For the text. And then, of course, maybe like 2 hours later, all caps, you didn't tell me that Robert Pattinson died.
They killed Pattinson.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
My exact words. I literally out of my mouth audible. They killed Pattinson.
When that moment happened, when Harry brought his body back to his father, and everybody slowly realized what had happened, it felt like you had been punched in your stomach. Like it was that was the sad moment. Oh my God, it was so real. That was definitely the absolute most devastating moment of the series up until that point. That's when Harry Potter really got dark and really got real. That was such a pivotal turning point in the series, because then Voldemort is like fully back too.
Yeah.
But you can't even process that because of everything that happened. Like you don't even know what to do. It's a ride. It is a ride.
My homie was locked in the chest, in the dungeon. In the chest. I said,
they didn't even give him his eye patch. He took his eye patch. That was so disrespectful. She's gonna leave him with no eye patch. Low down.
Trash. But I mean, I felt betrayed because y'all could have told me that man was in this movie, because I am a huge Twilight fan. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I love Twilight. So I mean,
I love
but
it.
I never knew that he was there first. So
yep, he was there first. Yep. He died as Cedric Diggory and he came back alive as Edward Cullen, as a vampire. Yeah. Love that.
That blew my mind that y'all first sent me that. Like, wow.
I love it. So what do you think about what do you think about Ron and Hermione? What are your thoughts on them so far? Because they had a little bit of drama in number 4.
Ron is being a huge dick right now. Ruined Hermione's night. Although I don't really think she likes that guy that she went to the ball with. I don't know if it's called a ball, but it was basically a ball.
Yeah, it was like some type of ball or something. Yeah.
Because she kind of mentioned that he doesn't say anything. I think the guy was into her, but she wasn't into him. But
I think it was more so just to do something and maybe make Ron a little jealous. Yeah,
because Ron was straight like, oh, she wouldn't have a date, and then tried to use her as a last resort. I wanted to fight him in this movie.
Tried to play Hermione, bad bitch Granger. How dare you?
She's gorgeous.
She is so out of Ron's league.
Out of his league. Out of his league.
Once you finish the series, we're gonna have a deep dive into Ron and Hermione. Put it on the show notes. We're going there, okay?
Yeah, that was just rude. And then he was being very rude to Harry in the beginning too.
Yeah,
like Harry did. Literally, the whole movie should be called "Harry Did Not Want None of This Shit."
He did not. Harry ain't asked for none of this. None of it. He never wanted the fame. He never wanted the attention. He never wanted the responsibility. He never, ever wanted. But that's why I feel like he was the perfect person to have been in that position, because he didn't want it. He wouldn't have been sitting around here acting like some egotistical, mythical person. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was just Harry. And that's why I think, as horrible as his family that he had to grow up with was, it was probably good that he grew up away from that environment, at least for some of his life, but away from the Wizarding World environment, because it just would have been too much, and they kind of still had to protect him too, so that was a part of it.
Yeah, that's true. They just protected him with some trash people, but yeah,
Trash.
this movie was a good, really really good. I really enjoy it.
Yep.
Also, the trauma of having your friends high key kidnapped, and then the next time you see they asses, they floating in the middle of a freaking ocean surrounded by very ugly mermaids. The fuck? What is
The
happening?
Tri-Wizard tournament should not have been for children. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand
Why
that.
did they
Like,
let
people could have died. People did die.
people did die? And then if Harry wouldn't have saved that girl, she would have died.
Yeah, for no reason. She was innocent. Exactly why? For what?
She didn't
Girl,
even know what happened.
that
Nobody
was
really
wild.
realized that they
Yeah,
were under there.
that was absolutely
Child abuse.
wild.
I'm
Myra been
renaming
saying
this
it every movie.
Every movie.
Every
I'm renaming this. This is Harry Potter didn't want to deal with this shit. The child abuse edition, because
these kids went through so much.
they went through.
You gotta grow up quick. You gotta grow up quick in the wizarding world. Okay,
Clearly.
literally just hit puberty. Harry don't even have hair on his chest yet, and he having to save people's lives for a tournament. I mean, but look at Quidditch. Look how dangerous the game of Quidditch is. You could
so
fall
dangerous.
off of a broom and die.
And die to the ground and die.
That's it. Lights out.
Oh, and we need to talk about the beginning, like the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Literally, the clan meeting happened. I'm like, what is happening?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It was a lot
in
in this movie. It was a lot.
It was. Okay, so your homework for this weekend to at least watch 5, but try to watch 5 and 6 if you can. But at least watch 5
two-parter, or is it a separate movie?
They're 2 separate movies.
Okay.
Yeah, they're 2 separate movies. But yeah, everything up at this point on is just building up to the finale, basically. So these are really important movies to just give you more context, more information, put some puzzle pieces together for the story, and just really make it all come together before the finale. So yeah,
but yeah, this movie was that lit, but
I know, so lit.
Yeah.
So on the last episode, we had you guys guess what you thought our Hogwarts houses were. So let's go ahead and reveal. Both of us took the test twice. Okay, we took it as our adult self, and then we got the advice from our friend, shout out to Laura, to take it as our 12-year-old self. So we're going to reveal what the results of both tests were. So Myra, first, tell the people what your results were for taking it as your grown self.
As my grown self?
As your grown self. Just say grown self right now.
Was it different?
No, it was. Girl, just say it. Just say the house. Myra being difficult for no reason.
I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it. I'm slowly starting to embrace it, and probably by the time you guys hear this, I will fully have embraced it. But I did get Slytherin the first time I took it, and I sent it to them in the group chat with the shock, confused face, because I do not like bullies, and I do not like Blondie. So I took it again because obviously the hat was wrong, and it gave me it again.
So
I literally, you have to make an account for this shit. So I literally use a different email to make a separate account to take it again. And sure enough,
she got Slytherin twice.
Yeah.
So that means you're a true Slytherin, Myra. Color me not shocked.
I feel like a few of our patrons are not shocked either.
They're not shocked. So I took it twice also. First time I took it as my grown self, and I really feel like I must have been in a good mood because somehow I got Hufflepuff. Never in a million years would I have ever put myself in the house of Hufflepuff, but that's what it gave me. And then I took it again as my 12-year-old self, and I got Slytherin. So I don't know what that means. Which one am I? But I knew I wasn't a full-blown 100% Hufflepuff. So, but it's just crazy to get 2 totally different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
two totally different sides.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So
And
yeah.
confusing
I
because it's two opposite ends.
two opposite ends. That's why I think most of the time, I think I am maybe more of a Hufflepuff. At least I have become that. Like I know I've gotten a lot softer since I've gotten older, since I had my daughter and all that. But I think I still got that Slytherin side of me that comes out and shows its head a decent, a lot dealing with this community. But it come out. It come out. So yeah.
I
Hilarious.
apparently don't have two parts of me. It's just it is what it is.
Through and through.
Through and through.
Not you got rigged about these tests. You got rigged.
I get
by
red
the
for
test.
filth. I probably was like, what's the like blondie before the hat even touched my head? The hat already knew apparently.
That's so funny. And I think I was like Harry, where the hat was like, "Ooh, this is interesting. This could go a couple different ways." Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. But yeah, guys, thank y'all so much for listening. We love you guys so much. Head on over to plannersandwine.com to check out our Patreon, our merch, and everything else that we have going on. We will be doing some fun stuff with the patrons coming up in September. So if you're interested in joining in on the fun, check us out. And we would love to have you as long as you are non-problematic and non-toxic.
Absolutely. And if y'all want to send me these happy planner discs because they match my house now, apparently.
There we go. Give her the green disc. She deserves. But yeah, guys, we had so much fun today. Once again, thank you so much to our guest, Cynthia. Make sure y'all follow her at Cynthia Plans and check out everything that she has going on over there. Check us out. I am Meg's Got a Plan on Instagram. I always post about politics and whatever foolery is going on in the world. Check out Myra at Myra Plans It. She posts the best planner reels, so hilarious, so fun, so creative. So if you hate reels, Myra is the page to follow because she will make you like reels. So I'm just saying. Period.
Yeah, period.
Pop your shit, Myra. But yeah, guys, we will talk to y'all later.
Bye, guys.